Hi, it's Susan from Seaside Stitches. The lighting is dreadful wherever I go, so I'm trying here where I'm kind of lit this side and it's dark that side. So wearing my Tilly and the Buttons Freya top, Freya sweater, and loving it. This should be Vlogmas day 19, I think, but everything's got a bit mixed up. Editing issues and uploading issues and Mac memory issues, so I'm going to be joining lots of vlogs together, lots of snippets from different ones, because I've also not been able to concentrate on videoing because I've been busy catching up with the sewing tasks that I'd set myself before Christmas to have finished before Christmas. So yesterday it felt like it's getting manageable. It feels more like I can do this now in the time frame. There's not a massive amount, it's just there's a lot of thinking. Some of it I'm kind of custom making some things. There are videos or tutorials on certain things, but I've got to work out what would be right in the situation that I want them for, or I'm using them for, or other people might use them for. So that's what I've been doing, and I've really been enjoying the fact that I keep coming up against something and trying to work out how to do it, and instead of getting flummoxed I've found ways to do it. It's taking time though, and that's fine with me, but having committed to the Vlogmas, it was just, part of it is just, my life is so boring. I can't take you through, well, this is my porridge, and this is my cup of chamomile tea, and these are my beans on toast, and it's just, yes. So I've shown you some waves, I've shown you a wind farm. We went out the other day and the waves were, the sea was broiling. It was really, it wasn't even massively blustery outside, but the sea was rolling in massive waves, and it was really quite impactful. I quite like watching it as long as I'm far enough away from it. So I've brought you on the way with that, and we nipped into Blackpool just the other morning, and very early before the shops were open really, because we don't want to be in crowds or anything. So we've kept ourselves safe so far, and we want to continue to do that. Yeah, so we nipped in, and so I did take a little bit of just Blackpool Tower. I know you'll have seen it on cards, you'll have been here, you'll have seen it, you won't want to see it. It's just, they're just aspects of our life really. We haven't been in for months and months. We went in once just before the November lockdown at a similar time to do a similar thing, not to take photos, and we were back out again by 9:30, but we hadn't been in the town at all, inside the town, since February, since before lockdown, well before lockdown. And Blackpool is like Marmite. You either love it or you hate it. We love it. We had to compromise. We wanted to go to Cornwall. For years we planned we were going to go and live in Cornwall. We might have even come to St Anne's, but none of that could happen, so we ended up coming to Blackpool, and we left Blackpool for me to go to do my degree, so we downsized and went to Preston, to Wattenley Dale in Preston, and then we were there around 15 years before we decided, yes, we're never going to get to Cornwall, so Blackpool is our Cornwall, and so we try and make the most of it the best way we can. We're quite good with our imagination really. So yeah, I've just randomly put the video on to show you some things in there. I won't go into that because that'll be there, but I started rambling on and I wasn't face to face, so it's a bit odd, isn't it, that? So I've just come on camera just to introduce myself again, say hope your Christmas plans are going well. If you're not having any Christmas plans, then I hope your life is going well and you're doing okay and you're managing to stay safe and your loved ones are okay. So whether I'll come back on again today, I don't know, but that might be that would be my hope, but I'm not setting it as a plan, then I don't miss that deadline or whatever it is. But I do want to thank everybody who's taken any time to watch any of my videos, Vlogmas or not, but I do want to thank everyone, because having the idea from YouTube of other sewists who were doing this sparked me into having a go. And I would not have decorated the house. We would have no Christmas decorations up at all, because as I'd said on another one at some point, there is only the two of us. My niece and her two children came here about 3 years ago and moved nearby because of DA. They're flourishing and doing really well in their own setup, and although they're not very far away from us, we made a joint decision between us that we wouldn't be part of their bubble. So since they went back to school, whenever that was, September, we've only done kind of very fleeting, dropping a card off here or there, or indirect contact or whatever. So we've had no reason to have other people coming here and need to be festive, show festiveness, and we're fine not having festiveness together because we just get on with our lives. So anyway, I shall end that there, because I am pleased with the bits and pieces that we've got out, and it does feel nice. So I'm thanking all the sewists, all the vloggers that have inspired me to do that, and all you guys who are pressing the thumbs up and subscribing and moving on to another video of mine. I'm really pleased about that. It's really been stunning. So thank you for that, and may speak to you later. Okay, happy Vlogmas from me. Bye. Our Mac Mini is just like me, really. It's getting on a bit, and it's got a very poor memory, or it did have. So it's had a bit of a new lease of life. And the only thing is, Alan is working so much on Photoshop that I haven't had a chance to go on. But we could arrange that. That's not really the case. It's working faster, so he's doing more, which is wonderful. I'm really pleased about that. He's producing quite a lot of art, and he's having a good... He enjoys the experience of the process of doing what he's doing, very much like I do with the sewing. Sorry, my face isn't on here. I'm showing you this picture because I'm only coming round to say this, to me, is kind of what Christmas is about. There are some wonderful decorated trees in people's houses, very kind of department store, spick and span, beautifully matched and themed. But for me, it's about memories. It's about, we're not religious. It's not that kind of celebration. It's also tied in with the birth of our son, who will be 39, 2 days after Christmas. He was a Christmas baby, or intended to be, and then they changed my dates to Boxing Day, arrived the day after. So he's 39 this year. Normally, if we have Christmas, if we don't have Christmas with them, we have his birthday with them. So we're very fortunate in that. But this little selection here are just things that he brought home from nursery or from early school days. So they mean a lot, just getting them out of the Christmas box with the other baubles and things. I do like to dress. It's been a strange year. I'll do this in front of camera. It's a bit strange doing it like this. So that's enough for now. Just while I'm waiting for the iron to warm up. These are book cushions, reading cushions really. They don't actually work though, but the cushion pad that I had was quite puffed up. So I'm making two more smaller ones and see if they... Sorry, I've got a cough. No, I've not got a cough. I've got fluff in my throat, I think, probably. So it's a cushion. It's got a little pocket at the back. It's got a zip in it so that you can change the cushion pad or take it off to wash it or whatever, and open the book out, and the elastic's supposed to hold on to it, but it doesn't. And this one I did first. That was done exactly to the measurements of the 4 inches away from the corner. They're from Debbie Shaw's pattern, but I also added a handle, a little loop from someone else's pattern, Stuart Hillard's pattern, so a tutorial. So this one, when I first did it, they're the 4 inches away or whatever they were supposed to be, but they just wouldn't hold a book. Pages, they just kind of slip away. You're not meant to stretch them, but then they're a bit big, even with the pillow. So I made them 5 inches away, and they're still not quite right, so I'm not quite sure it doesn't matter. They're a beautiful kind of, they're bright and colourful. They're hardly going to be bothered about whether they can hold the books or not. They'll like them. And that's all that matters, really. And if they don't like them, it really doesn't matter. Grandma's made an effort, and that's all that matters, really. So I'm going to stuff those, but only lightly, so that they don't puff out too much. So that's where I am with that. And this is a long promised cushion cover with the lemurs that I've already shown you before. Yeah, I'm just going to fuse. I'd seen a video where they put fusible fleece or batting behind the main fabric with a kind of a lining fabric. This is a sheet from Aldi. They were $6.99 for a king size flat sheet, and I thought that'd be brilliant because I can use it for lining all sorts of things. So I washed it, and when I brought it in, it had I can't think, marbleized itself. So it's all lots of seams and crisscross wires, white bits on it. So it's not really fit for anything except something that won't be seen. So it's kind of an internal lining on the inside of the cushion. Now I've messed it up. There's another backing so that the pillow will go against this. The pillow, the cushion will go against this with the backing on top through the zip. And yeah. So that's what I did with those. I just puffed them out slightly. It just makes them a bit more. Yeah, it's quite a nice finish. But anyway, that's all I'm doing now. But obviously this won't be released until after Christmas. Well, it's been a funny day. It's the 19th of December and we've had the news that Christmas arrangements are now cancelled, and got very mixed feelings about that. I'm quite happy to follow the guidelines, but it's just been a bit of a U-turn, everything. Yeah, my deadline for finish of everything has not really shifted because I can post quite a bit of it. So it's now something o'clock, 20 to 9. So I've just come back in here I've done a zip in a cushion that I'm making with the lemur fabric. Yeah, I was following a tutorial which was about putting piping round, and I was going to put piping round, and she was making piping cord, and it was how to fit it, and that had been my initial intention. And I thought, no, I won't do that this time. I want to get this, just make the cushion. The way she was putting the zip in, I was quite pleased with that, and making a placket and a top zip for the cushion. But then I had padded the front of the cushion slightly with a piece of fusible fleece just to make it a bit more professional looking. But then that leaves you with a bit of a lump when you do the seam at the top. So when I did the seam, I wasn't happy. It was a bit wavy, so I top stitched it, and now I've got a bit of a hump. So I took it in the front to unpick it and redo it, and all I feel like doing now is just making the best of it and making sure it's ready to send off. So that's what I'm going to end my day with doing. Yes, I just thought I would pop in and just say night night, really, but just a confirmation that it's been a difficult day, and my daughter-in-law isn't well at the moment, so she is waiting for a COVID test. She did have it right at the beginning, the week before lockdown, the first lockdown. It wasn't confirmed because there were no tests then, hardly any tests unless you're absolute emergency. But both of them, my son and my daughter-in-law, had their oxygen levels fell, all sorts of symptoms that matched. So the assumption is that she did have it. She's having some symptoms that she feels she recognises from before. It may just be a cold, and she was having a test today just to let us know if it was negative, well, obviously if it was positive we wouldn't be going, because she'd be isolating, and if it was negative then we could make the choice of whether we went or not, with the assumption it may just be a cold, or it may still be on its way and have tested negative. So we probably wouldn't have gone anyway, but I'm just concerned about her now. I don't want her to be poorly at any time, and I certainly don't want her to get this. And because she lives not very far from London, although they've not been into London, and she does follow the guidelines very strictly, but she is having to do drop-offs and pick-ups at school, so there's always an element of risk, even if you're very careful. And I just hope she hasn't got it, because I wouldn't want her to be ill. It doesn't matter whether it's just because it's Christmas, I don't want her to be ill. So that's what I mean by it's been a strange day. So I hope things are better where you are and with yours, and just going to crack on sewing again, finish off tonight and then do some more tomorrow. And then I may get round to editing some video that I did from the 12th. I've looked back now and found out I've not posted a Vlogmas since day 11, and because of issues I didn't post that till the 13th. So I'm sure no one is kind of like waiting for it, but I'd like to do a quick catch up at some point. So tomorrow, once I've got things ready that will be posted now on Monday, then I'll take some time tomorrow or Monday to do some editing. So none of that will be of any interest to you, because that will have already happened if you receive this video. Anyway, night for now. It's Susan at Seaside Stitches. I'd love it if you would thumbs up or subscribe to my channel, and let's have a cheerier day tomorrow. Let's hope for it. Okay, bye.